All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mike, and welcome to the lottery drawing for the available spots in the 2025 Vanguard Grand Tournament coming up last weekend of April in Fredericksburg, Virginia. So I'm not going to talk too much because I don't want this to turn into one of those like recipe blogs, where like you just want to search for like a pad thai recipe, and instead you get 3 paragraphs of somebody talking about the first time they went backpacking in Southeast Asia or whatever. Um, but I do want to say just a little bit to talk about what we're doing here and why we're doing this and all that. So when I first started this tournament back in 2018, I was really lucky to get a full 20 people. I kind of had to scrape up to the last minute. And then over the years, as it's gotten more popular and the region has grown, um, the race to sign up for a limited number of slots kind of kept getting more and more intense. So I've been trying to figure out a way to make this a little uh, at least calmer and not as stressful of a situation for people, where people feel like they have to hover over a button, to try to slip in, seconds before all the spots are taken on Monday when it opens. Last year I tried something that didn't really work out as well as I wanted it to. So we're trying something slightly different this year with this, and we'll see how it goes. So the way things currently stand is there are 36 total spots, one of which is already promised to Alan Boehner, who won last year. So that means there are 35 available spots, and we have received 41 total registrations, counting Alan. So really, that's 40 folks for 35 spots. So that means there will be 5 people that will be put on the wait list as things stand now. Now, I did say a few things like if we get over 36 people, I'll do a drawing, and I will register folks in the order that they get drawn, and I will also allow people to reserve rooms in the order that names are drawn. So that's what we're here to do. Um, when we're done, I will start getting in touch with people in the order they were drawn to see if they're interested in booking rooms. And I'll do that until all the rooms are taken. I don't think it'll take all that long to hear back from people on whether they want them or not. And then I'll post and say, sorry guys, rooms are gone. And then I'll just in any time after that, when folks want to start sending in their payments, if they already know that they want to camp or they're going to get a hotel room or whatever. Obviously this is an event that it's a Mid-Atlantic event, so everybody wants to make sure that their club has enough representation to possibly win the cup. It's also the last event before the Master season ends, so I understand that there are people who who are especially interested in getting in because they need one more event to maybe qualify for Masters. So for that reason, there's a little bit of concern around who all gets to come and who all doesn't. Like, I understand why there's some anxiety around signing up. Also, I understand that I've made like a very like high end hospitality focused kind of boutique event that is a great experience that a lot of people want to get in for. And so we're trying to do everything we can to accommodate as many people as possible. We went up from 32 spots to 36 spots advertised. And as I said, we have a total of 41 people for those 36 spots, um, which means 5 people are going to be told that they are going on the wait list. But here's what I'm going to do. Last year, what happened was I sold the 32 spots, and then we had about 6 people on the wait list. And I ended up running with only 30 people because I had something like 4 drops in the last 2 weeks, and people who'd been on the wait list that whole time had made other plans, and so it was hard to fill back up. So the event ran with only 30 people out of 32 available spots. We have even more people this year. I have no reason to believe that there won't be at least a couple of drops. So I'm going to overbook this flight, I think, is what it comes down to. I'm not going to draw 36 spots. I'm going to draw 38. I'm going to draw 38 with the expectation that I'm going to get at least 2 drops, and that will bring me back down to 36. And so what that means is that I'm only going to really be putting 3 people on the wait list. But if things go the way they went last year, all 3 of those people are going to end up playing because we'll have enough drops. Um, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. So basically, like at this point, the 41 people who've said they're interested in coming, I think should plan to come to the event. All right. Um, because it's entirely possible that you'll get here and someone will no show at the last minute and you'll get to play. Like this past year, we had someone drop after Saturday, and I needed a ringer for Sunday. Um, so if the folks that end up on the wait list, like those last 3 folks, still just want to come just to like hang out, spectate, play board games, roll the dice, and see if a spot opens up. Then I think they should, and I would encourage them to do that. The 38 folks we're going to draw, if all 38 of them show up with no drops, I will find space for all of them. It'll be a little tight and inconvenient on a couple other folks. I'll have to take away some sideboard space to make room for another mat, which I don't really want to do because it kind of degrades the experience for some folks, which is what I'm trying not to do. But again, I expect that I'm going to have at least a couple of drops, and rather than run short on people because of drops and not having people on the wait list, I'm going to go ahead and overbook up to 38. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the drawing because I've talked long enough. So to briefly recap, 1 spot's already taken. That means there are 40 people in the pot, so to speak. And I am going to draw 37 names because Boehner's already taken 1 spot. And then 3 folks will be waitlisted, but are welcome to continue planning to come to the event if they're okay with maybe not getting to actually play in the tournament when they get here, but we can find something else interesting or fun, or they can just hang around and drink or whatever, if that's something you're into. But let's see who those folks end up being. So let's go ahead and bring up our thing. So the way I'm going to do this drawing is I'm going to use the exact same application that I use to run the tournaments. I have a random drawing function built into it. This is how I give out door prizes, and it's also basically the same way we randomize pairings and things like that. So it's the same code that we've been using at tournaments for a while now. I'm doing it this way in the interest of transparency, so nobody can see that I'm like putting a thumb on the scale in terms of who gets to come or not. So we have everyone here listed. You can see it goes all the way to 41, right? The first slot would be Boehner, so it's 41 people. Everybody has a single ticket because this is a virtual ticket drawing, so 1 ticket for everyone. You're all in there. All right, and now we're going to do the drawing, and we're going to see what we get. So I think I have to zoom out in order to see my, there it is, haha, in order to see my menu. So random drawing. We are drawing 40 names. It's going to ask, should you draw the same name more than once? No, they've all only got 1 ticket anyway, so it doesn't matter, but we're going to say no. And then the script is going to run, and it's going to populate the other tab. So now, as we can see, I'm going to flip over to the tab and show you the actual drawing here in a second, but I'm just showing everybody here, again, in the interest of transparency, that the tickets have all gone to 0, which means every name was pulled. All right. So now let's take a look. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to flip over and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom so we can see the 3 names of folks who will be put on the wait list, but welcomed to come and hang out if they want. And again, the folks up at the top here are people who will be offered rooms first. So let's scroll all the way down to the bottom. Oh, goodness. So the bottom 3 names are the folks going on the wait list are Jason Britt, Steve Forster, and Tony Nelson. And Tony being at the bottom there hurts my feelings a little bit because that's very unfortunate. Because Tony has tried to come a couple times and had medical issues come up that prevented him from coming. So I 100% mean it. Jason and Steve and Tony should plan to attend anyway, under the assumption that there will be some drops. And I'm going to cross my fingers that that something happens. But everybody else, from Andy and Eric and Joe and George, Justin, Ray, Jordan, are all in. So everyone who registered, who I communicated with over email, is in, except for Tony, Steve, and Jason. So apologies to you guys. Stay tuned because things will change as people's schedules change and things come up and spots open up. I'll be as communicative as possible, as quickly as I can, to you three folks. Scrolling back up to the top, people that I'm going to reach out to for rooms first. Ray Crum, Marcelo, Matt Gorham from the UK, if he's planning on coming and can swing that. Then Ray Shields, Sam Nordberg, Rob Kenzie lives here, so probably not Rob. And maybe Joe Borghese, but I'm guessing that by the time we get down to Joe, all the rooms are going to be booked. If not, Eric Ruttens and Gabe Toth are the next couple folks down. So I'm going to start going through those folks, asking about whether they want to get one of the rooms in the house. And I'll let everybody know what response I get from them about availability and whatnot. Otherwise, especially if you're down here towards the end and you just want to go ahead and send your money, and that's fine. But again, unfortunately, Jason Britt, Steve Forster, and Tony Nelson are at this time going to go on the wait list. So sorry, guys. Apologize for that. Hope this works out better in practice than it did the other way, where I did like half on demand as they came in, and then drew the other half after a little while. So I think we still have pretty good numbers. Unfortunately, I think having Jason and Tony on the wait list might mean that the Carolina Reapers don't have 3 people. I'll have to double check that. But there's a couple of folks that don't have clubs, so maybe you guys can get a Merc to fill, or again, maybe there might be a couple of drops, and Jason will get to come, or Steve and Tony will get to come. So there we go. That's how it went down. So those 3 folks are on the wait list, and everybody else I'll be in touch with about rooms starting at the top, working my way down, and then everybody else can start sending in their payments once they know what their situation is going to be. Like, I know some folks will have to wait and see, like, does a club mate get a room because I can crash with them? But if you already know that you're going to camp or you're going to stay off site someplace, then you can start getting that taken care of. So there we go. I'm going to update the website with the actual order that people were drawn in here. And so again, 38 folks are going to make are definitely in and guaranteed to play. And the last 3 are on the wait list. If we get 2 or fewer, if we get 2 drops, we go down to just 36, and those last 2 folks here, who are Eric Schaefer and Andy Fisk, still get to play. I'm probably not going to expand it back up to 38. We will see what happens as we get a little closer. Maybe we'll do that. If we end up, if it's looking like that will, if we have like an odd number of folks or something like that, and it's easier to bump it back up to 38 and have a couple more people come or something like that. We will see what happens as we get closer. But as things stand right now, that's where we are. Those 3 folks are on the wait list: Jason, Steve, and Tony, and everyone else. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else to say about it. I think I've covered everything. I hope there are no questions about how this works. Hopefully this worked a little better for folks. We'll see. I'll hear from people, I'm sure, as to whether this was a better way to do it or not. So with that, I think I'm pretty much done. Vanguard GT coming up last weekend in April. And I will be in touch with folks about registrations, and we will see you all there. Take care, everybody.